My whole life, I've always loved the idea of consistency and sticking to what you say you're gonna do. And I mean this regarding hobbies and aspirations and just tasks or things that you're interested in. I have a lot of friends who say they have a new interest in something that I'm like, you're not gonna be interested in that like weeks from now. It's just a new thing because of the novelty effect. It's like the novelty of doing something new, how you're so into it, but after a few weeks or after a few months, you just completely lose interest. And I really hate that. Personally, I just don't like anything involving that kind of behavior from myself. So I always make sure to stick to what I love doing. And in my life, it's always been music and writing, and those two are consistent, very consistent. And there have always been other things that I try to get into that I can't quit, that I can't lose forever. And what I mean is just you have an initial interest in something, but it just fluctuates, and you just hate how you can't lock in completely. You can't just fall into doing it consistently. For me, that's fitness and working out. I would have seasons of my life where I was working out every day really hard, playing basketball every day, being so into gym content and just watching aesthetic workout YouTubers and being so into that. I never got to a good shape because I never really took my diet seriously. I'm a really skinny guy, but I've always been interested in that, and I hate how I've always had an on and off relationship with it, where for a few months I'll be working out hard, and and then a few months later I'll completely lose interest and I'll just fall off the routine. And another thing is spirituality and meditation and those kinds of things, and being present and doing spiritual practices like reading. Reading is another thing. I really force myself to consistently read books, but there are certain books that I kind of just drop, and I know I want to finish them, but it's like hard to find motivation to do that. And this video is called "I Want to Be Everything" because I can feel these desires very strongly. I remember reading *The Bell Jar* by Sylvia Plath a few years ago when I was in senior high school, and people always note the fig tree analogy, and I really relate to that, where there are a lot of opportunities in my future that I can choose to be, but you just have anxiety trying to choose what you want, so you just lose the opportunities right in front of you because you can't just choose. And I kind of relate to that, not entirely, but in the sense that there are so much things that I want to be, but at the same time, I can't be everything all at once. I try to make daily routines where I work out, I practice piano, bass, and guitar, I write a poem, a short story, I have a writing routine practice, I eat all the meals that I need to in one day, I read, I meditate, and even though I have all 24 hours to myself and I don't have a job or I don't have school or anything like that, it's maybe I'm just not um, used to it or I'm not ready for that kind of thing, but having a day all filled out with so much different things that you want to be doing is just difficult to me, and I've always wanted that and I've always tried, but I can't seem to get it. I can't seem to do everything all at once. And I don't want to do that through multitasking. I know how difficult multitasking is and how ineffective it is for productivity, but it's just I have this disappointment almost that I can't do the things that I want to do just because of there's so much that I want to do and I want to be amazing. I want to be great at everything. And I'm sure a lot of people relate to this where it's just why wouldn't you want to be good at something that you're choosing to pursue, right? But I just hate how I can feel this desire within me to be everything and to be excellent at everything when I am faced with a day or when I am faced with free time and I have the decision to work on the things that I want to work on or just go on my phone and watch YouTube. It's so much easier to just do nothing. So much easier to just doom scroll or look at YouTube, social media, and just be lazy to lie in your bed rather than do the hard work of what you say you want to do. So that just makes me question whether are these things that I want to do just dreams or delusions that can't happen because I don't want them bad enough? Is the reason why I can't do any of the things that I want to do is because I don't want it bad enough? Or I'm not ambitious enough? I'm not persistent enough? I'm not disciplined enough? It might be all of those things combined. And when you look at yourself that way, you kind of just start feeling very underwhelmed by yourself, and you doubt yourself a lot. And even though I consider myself a consistent person, I've been a musician for years of my life, for more than half of my life. I've been a writer for most of my life. I've been doing all this stuff very consistently. It's just you fluctuate, and even though it's kind of a consistent thing that you're doing it, the what varies is how focused you are and how much work you're really doing in it. And it's not really consistency that's my problem. I think my problem is commitment. And understandably so, when you have multiple interests that you want to commit to, you can't commit 100% to each one, since you have a level of energy that you can divide into all your interests and all your hobbies. You can't really give your everything to all of that. And if I only could, I would. If that were only possible, humans would be able to have multiple jobs and multiple specialties, and there would be a lot more skilled people out there. But it's just difficult. And I always tell my friends when they're going through this, because I know what this feels like, to just stick to what you really love doing and really focus on that. But I can't even follow my own advice because I want to be so much things, and I don't think the solution to that is trying to suppress your desire. It's kind of just facing it head on and realizing that if I want this bad enough, I'm going to do the work. If I'm not willing to do the work, then I probably don't want it. And I'm probably fooling myself into something that I can't actually commit myself to do on a consistent basis or with enough competence. So, I want to be everything, but the hard part is doing everything. And that's kind of impossible. So, what I have to do now is just find a way to do everything until I'm satisfied. And I think that will take a lot of work. And it will take a lot of energy out of me. And that will be the real test to see if I actually want to be everything. And so, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I'll see you in the next video.